it all actually went according to plan for once.
That's mental. Yeah. Hello, viewers. You are watching the Unlucky Frog Gaming Podcast live on video.
The magic of the internet.
Yes, and we've got Simon Harper. He can hear all of us. So hello, Simon. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, welcome one and all for another lockdown session. Those of you who caught up with us last week know that we were playing List It to varying degrees of success. I mean, we did it, so I'm calling that a success.
I mean, you won, but it was a pretty low bar, I think. It was a pretty poor performance, I have to say.
I'll take that as a congratulations for winning, Josh.
Yeah.
So my prize is to run the scammer of Choose Your Own Adventure, which we picked out.
Yeah. So we're going to be playing the House of Danger. This was one of the games that was sent to us in one of the board game crates that we opened towards the end of that run, and it is pretty much a full tabletop port, if you could use that phrase, of a choose your own adventure book of the same name called The House of Danger. Mm-hmm. And it's got this absolutely fantastic like 80s aesthetic here, as you can see. It's just like I love the overuse of the orange and yellow everywhere, because they're just great colours.
Great colours.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like some of the... I don't know if your school's like this, Josh, but in my school, a lot of the textbooks and things they'd been there for a long time, and that now that you mention it, I never connected those dots, but now that you pointed it out, yes. Yeah, it's a similar vibe, but like in a nice way, because this is actually fun. This isn't a maths textbook, you know.
I personally would quite enjoy a maths textbook, but that probably says more about me than anything else.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So the House of Danger. We're going to be we're going to be thrusting Josh into the role of a clairvoyant private detective tonight.
It's the role that I was born to play.
Yeah. So for people that aren't familiar with Choose Your Own Adventure, what you generally have is some very, very simplified stats, and we keep track of all of them through the board here. In this particular game, we've got the danger meter, which you want to keep low, because you'll see that it's just it starts from 3, goes right up to 6, and basically what that means is whenever Josh encounters a challenge, the number at which the danger meter sits is the number that he will need to attain on the D6 roll in order to pass his challenge. So you can see how that can quite quickly go pear-shaped, and that will inevitably escalate as we work our way through the adventure. And also, being a clairvoyant, we have the psychic scale here, which measures Josh's attunement to the supernatural things that are going on in the game. And there's ways that he will be able to put that level up, and then obviously you'll see at the top of the danger meter he can actually regress on that track as well if he makes some horrendous decisions, which will inevitably happen tonight.
Whoa, ye of little faith.
Yeah, well,
I never make bad decisions.
So
said no one ever.
So this is maybe a little bit different, I think, from the Choose Your Own Adventures that a lot of us are probably used to seeing, in that I think it's probably supposed to be set in like the 80s, 90s, so kind of modern day, but you will see that Josh starts off with a pocket knife and a bottle of water.
What more do you need?
Yeah. So he is, albeit there's going to be fantastical elements from what I can gather from what I've gleaned of the game so far. As the box art there for anyone that's interested. It's going to be fairly familiar, like as familiar as a sci-fi setting can be, I guess. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers over the explanation of the game. I think what we'll probably end up doing is we'll throw out some of the decisions to our Twitch viewers to keep them involved, and please chime in with your encouragement or your critique of Josh's performance.
I please, more encouragement than critique, please. My ego is very fragile.
We'll happily take both, though. I'll happily take both.
Yeah, well. Does my character have a name, or am I just playing myself here?
Well, from what I've read of the cards so far, in the classic choose your own adventure fashion, you're not named. I think because it is assumed that you know, like a lot of shooters and things, you're like nameless protagonist, that kind of thing.
Sure. So I am Josh Hartley, psychic private investigator.
You actually managed to say it with a relatively straight face as well.
Josh Hart. Yeah, but like Josh Hartley PPI is my title. So,
oh man!
I've actually spent the last 5 years just fielding like wrong calls. And he's like, no, I'm not. No.
Yeah,
but
I'm not that Josh Hartley.
Yeah, different one. So this is my first assignment, presumably, in a while. So,
well, I think it's assumed that you've had experience with the paranormal before.
Okay.
Because it's not like you. Again, from what I've gleaned, the character doesn't seem completely freaked out by what's going on. So presumably you're familiar with these sort of premonitions and things, and which brings me quite nicely onto the first part of the game. You have to study the underside of this board for a minute. So you're not allowed to take a picture or anything, but you need to try and glean some information from it. And the underside of this board represents the premonition that you have going into this story. That's the it's not as if you're going to be discovering the clairvoyance thing as you go. It's something you're aware that you have and that you're attuned to.
Sure.
So without further ado, I'm gonna flip this over, and if you take a gander at that, Josh, try and glean some information from it.
Wow!
Let me know if there's like specific bits that you need me to.
So we've got like a saber right in the middle there, dipped into a pool of. Looks like a swimming pool, like outside a very like modernist architecture designed house. However, that in itself seems to be in some sort of metal chamber with like a glass. Is that netting at the top? Is that what that is?
I don't know. You tell me. This is your premonition.
Jeez, and there's someone staring through that. There's some ooze coming down from the side. God, this is a real bad trip. This
is what your brain dreamt up, Josh.
There's quite appropriately a frog right in the foreground.
Whether he's unlucky or not remains to be seen.
Yeah, we've got some junk to the left. I think, is that an ice cube to the right?
It looks sort of shiny and cuboid, whatever it is.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to try and remember this picture in my mind's eye, but this, I have to be honest, looks like nonsense to me. So.
Yeah. Well.
Is this it? Is that all I'm getting?
That's your lot. You've had your time.
Okay.
So basically, the way the game's going to work is in the style of Choose Your Own Adventure books. I'll be reading information off of these cards, and Josh will get an opportunity to react to the scenarios put forward in them. So whenever you are ready, Mr. Hartley, we can begin your.
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Born ready. Okay. So
I'll pay for that hubris, no doubt.
yeah. So chapter 1, The Grounds. It's a Tuesday morning in late June, and you wake up in a cold sweat. The nightmares came again last night. So yeah, you're familiar with this.
Okay.
Even though you are an aspiring detective and psychic investigator, you haven't been able to make sense of the haunting dreams you've had these past few weeks. In your dreams, you keep seeing the same spooky house.
Mm-hmm.
You're still shivering under the covers when you hear the phone ring downstairs in your basement. Don't know why you keep your phone in your basement.
That's unusual.
Oh no, where you have your combination office and research laboratory. That makes perfect sense. You dash down to the lab to answer it. I need, a weak voice says when you pick up the receiver. I need your help. You hear a loud click and the phone goes dead. But you were prepared. Mm-hmm. While the caller was talking, you activated your high-speed telephone tracing device.
Wow.
Some CSI type technology there, you know. It instantly displays the caller's number. 555-7259.
I don't know if you're getting this as well, Ben, but I'm having a power surge here.
You're having a power surge?
Yeah, the lights are going off.
That's so creepy.
That's perfect timing. Hello, Charlotte.
You call back the number right away, but there's no answer. After consulting the tall stack of reverse phone books behind your desk, you are disappointed to learn the number is unlisted. So, right. Very clearly the days before Google there, right? I mean, you haven't used phone books.
I would think so.
You sense that the phone call is somehow related to your nightmares. Later, we'll at the Hedgebrook police station to return a night scope you borrowed for a recent stakeout. What were you doing? What were you doing there, Josh?
Do you know, most of my jobs are just it's married people who think their partner's having an affair. That's all I do. It's all I do. It's depressing.
Yeah, just watching all those relationships fall apart, the distrust sinking in.
I mean, that is what private investigators just do, though. I'm pretty sure that's like their bread and butter.
I would imagine it would be a combination of cheating partners and dodgy business dealings, predominantly.
Yeah, okay, all right. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Just following someone around.
So, nothing sinister insofar as you're involved there anyway, just on the job.
Yeah, just on the job.
Okay, well, later, or no, we've covered that. So you describe the mysterious phone call. And your excuse me. And your recurring dreams to your friend Sergeant Morrison. That call does sound strange, he says. We'll look into it. And about that house in your dreams, a voice says from the hallway. I wonder if you're dreaming about the Marsden house out on Hedgebrook Road. Detective Murphy sticks his moustached face into the room. Modern house, ornate gate. That sounds like the Marsden place, all right, says Sergeant Morrison. Strange things are reported to happen out there. Detective Murphy takes a puff on his pipe. That place is haunted, he says. I know it sounds unprofessional, but I've had a file in the Marsden house for years and I'm sure of it. He waves a folder in front of your eyes. A phone number written on the front jumps out at you. It matches the one from your mysterious phone call.
Well.
So the call is related to your nightmares. Your psychic senses were right.
I love how this local police department, one, they're allowed to smoke indoors, so, you know, sign of the times there.
Yeah.
But two, they just accept that I'm a psychic. They're just like, yeah, that's Josh. He's a local psychic. He's cool.
I mean, it's definitely like a sign that this is a sort of historical piece because there's someone with a moustache who isn't a hipster. He's in law enforcement, so yeah, definitely 80s, I'd say. Yeah. So you have received your first clue, Josh. Clue 26, the grounds. And it is your goal. So you have to get inside the Marsden house.
Dun dun dun.
And so we'll plot back there. Just in case we forget the house we're trying to break into.
Okay. Just casual breaking and entry, you know.
That's that.
But we're the good guys.
Back at home, you grab a bottle of water and your trusty pocket knife.
Mm-hmm.
Preparing for a new investigation. Because that's all you need, right? You know, no notebooks, no surveillance equipment.
What kind of investigation do you think we're carrying out here, Ben?
Bottle of Evian and a pocket knife, good to go.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, you stand before the Marsden residence, which appears exactly as it did in your nightmares. The house's futuristic look is a strange contrast to the antiquated appearance of the stone wall and the wrought iron gate, which is locked shut and wrapped in steel chains. Even though the air is balmy, a chill travels down your spine. The gathering clouds on the horizon hint at a brewing thunderstorm.
Ooh.
So you've got a couple of options here, Josh, for what you can do next. You can either search the wall for a way in, or you can elect to climb the gate.
How tall is this gate?
Well, I mean, judging from
3 foot.
Well, I would say, like, considering that it's one of these like weird sort of art installation type houses, it's going to be a pretty substantial gate.
Okay, I'm gonna search the wall first. Let's.
Okay. Well, I think this is a one or the other type of thing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we're searching the wall then.
Okay, so we're going to search the wall. So we go to story card 13. And what's quite handy is they've got what I imagine is the cover image of the book as the top card, so you leave that there and it never spoils anything. Which is pretty neat.
Very good, very good.
Moving along the mossy stone wall that surrounds the property, you come across a jagged opening created by fallen rocks. It's just big enough for you to squeeze through. Once on the other side of the wall, you find yourself standing in a cobblestone plaza surrounded by marble and bronze figures. Most of the sculptures depict men gazing off into the distance as if pondering the deeper meaning of it all, but at the edge of the courtyard is a monumental statue of a man atop a muscular steed. To your right, a stony pathway leads away from the statuary and into a picturesque garden where the topiary bushes have been trimmed into whimsical shapes. So there's an image of the statue there.
All right. Okay.
Very sort of Civil War look to it.
Definitely Civil War-esque, isn't it? American Civil War.
Yeah. So we've got you can choose to inspect the statue of the man on the horse, or you can choose to walk towards the whimsical shaped topiary bushes.
I'm going to take my chances with the war statue.
Okay. So we're moving forward. Story card 4. The horseman is a dashing, bearded Civil War soldier, his bronze face stoic. He holds out a cavalry sabre towards the brooding sky. The sword's edge glints in the weak sunlight that penetrates the thickening clouds above. The sword looks almost new. At the base of the statue is a plaque that proclaims this is a memorial to Henry Marsden. The plaque reads, Henry Marsden, born 1839, died 1887, general in the Union Army during the Civil War, severely wounded at the Battle of Shiloh in 1862, appointed warden of Headroot Prison in 1880. Well, I mean, that's a relief, so it's not racists that live at this mansion, at least.
Also, Marsden, so this is presumably an ancestor of the residents here, if this is the Marsden house.
It sounds as though it is, and I think, I mean, if he was a warden at the prison, presumably the residents were at one point or another quite well known within the community. But there you go. So that's what the plaque says. To your left is the entrance to a hedge maze. To your right is a greying picket fence with a rickety wooden gate. You can see 2 stone angel statues, and beyond them, a cemetery. So you've got a couple of optional challenges. So these are your first challenges here.
Oh,
Josh.
okay, yeah.
So you can choose, and it is entirely optional, to search the monument's base.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, you get a clue. If you lose, the danger meter is raised by 1.
Okay.
And then you've got a challenge below that. So you can choose to do one of these, both of these, or neither of them. You can choose to climb the statue and examine the sabre. And you again get to draw a clue, but if you fail, you raise the danger meter by 2.
Well, I mean, you said that saber looked almost new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's climb up and have a look at it. Have a look at the saber.
Okay. Roll your d6 for me, please, Josh.
Got my. Do I get a shot of that?
And wait.
My unlucky frog.
Oh. Nice. We're trusting you to be honest here.
We get 4.
Okay, so you have succeeded. So we draw clue number 2. Cavalry sabre.
Oh.
The sabre comes loose in your hand. It's heavy and quite sharp. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. So you get to keep the sabre, and you move forward 2 spaces on the psychic scale.
Yeah.
So we now finish story card number 4. So it's probably worth mentioning now that you've got 2 melee items. In challenges, you can choose to boost your challenge score with an item, so long as the challenge has the appropriate symbol. So
okay, yeah. So in a fight, I can draw the saber.
Yeah, and you would always want to use the saber over the pocket knife, right?
Right.
It's
yeah.
just better. But you can see on story card 4 that that looks as though it's an agility based challenge, whereas that's perception. So I guess that we'll get some items that will relate to that at some point or another. So
I can't come back to this location, can I?
At the moment, it looks as though you're going to be moving on.
Well, I want to have a look around the base as well while I'm here.
Okay, roll a dice for me.
Oh, it's a 2.
Okay. So that goes up by 1.
Okay.
And you cannot try that challenge again, whereas the saber one you could try as many times as you like. So
right. Oh well.
No dice there. Okay, so you come to a crossroads again. You can choose to enter the hedge maze, or you can choose to visit the cemetery.
I mean, I kind of don't want to do either, to be honest. Like,
I mean, like,
but in horror films, both are bad.
I mean, they're both definitely places where people get murdered in films, right?
Yeah. So the question is, do I want to get murdered in a graveyard or a maze? Is what I'm wondering. We're gonna take our chances with the maze.
Okay, we're going to the hedge maze. The hedge maze is massive. Its thick hedge walls are twice as tall as you, but don't seem stable enough to climb, so you'll have to solve this labyrinth the old-fashioned way. You take a deep breath to steady your nerves and head through the maze's entrance. So, I mean, obviously we're operating within the constraints of the game here, but you do have a cavalry saber. I don't see why you couldn't just hack your way through this, but...
Hey-ho. We'll assume like the hedges are too thick for you to just hack your way through machete style.
Yeah.
But not stable enough for you to climb on top of.
Yeah, so. there's sinister forces at work here. So, will you go left or will you go right?
I'm gonna go left.
Left. Draw clue number 9. You turn and follow a path deeper into the maze. You feel like you're going in the right direction. So, again, would you like to go left or right?
We are going to take another left.
Okay. How are you feeling about this so far?
Badly.
Why do you feel bad about it? Nothing's happened.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just apprehensive that something bad is imminently going to happen.
You keep going and going. It seems like you've just walked in a circle. Raise the danger meter by 2.
Oh, great.
And draw clue number 12.
Oh, God.
Is that sense of foreboding increasing for you now?
It is now, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like you might be getting close to the end of the maze. So, to go left, draw clue number 13. To go right, draw clue number 14.
I'm going to go right this time.
But are you feeling a bit superstitious? Is that why you're going right?
Well, let's just go for it. Like, I could talk about my rationale behind it, but really it's just a 50-50 chance that I'm picking the right thing here.
You'd think you'd be better at this by now. It actually says that.
Oh, you're joking.
No. Raise the danger meter by 2 and draw clue number 13.
Oh.
Did you have a rationale there?
My old rationale before that was if you choose left and keep choosing left, eventually, because you eventually come to dead ends. If you just in a maze, if you keep choosing the same direction, you eventually find the way out.
Okay.
It just might take you longer.
Yeah.
But that is one way of solving a maze. But anyway, we've got back to 13 now. So let's hear it.
Finally, you see it. The end of the maze. Go to story card 18.
All right. Well, I mean, that could have been worse, right?
Oh, it could have been a lot better as well.
Oh, God damn it.
So you finally come to the end of the hedge maze. It exits towards a pool house.
Ah,
A short stone
Party.
pedestal stands in front of you with a metal lockbox on top.
Sorry, what stands in front of me?
A short stone pedestal stands in front of you with a metal lockbox on top.
Right, okay.
Perhaps someone wants to reward you for navigating that accursed maze, though the whole thing does seem suspicious. Looking toward the pool house, you see its door is barely hanging from its hinges. There's also a gate that leads, you assume, directly to the pool. So you got a free action. You can choose to open that lockbox.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to open the mystery box.
Famous last words.
Yeah, well...
But, hi, I'm Pandora and welcome to my unboxing video. It's a truck key.
Okay, alright.
So it was not a
potentially
mimic.
useful.
Yep. Not only is the lockbox open, but inside it you find a key to a truck. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. Keep the item, move forward 2 spaces on the psychic scale, and finish story card 18.
Okay.
So you're now a level 2 psychic.
Ooh. I don't know what that means yet, but we'll find out in good time. I don't think I needed a psychic ability to realise that those keys were important.
Yeah, I mean, like
just throwing that out there.
They had like a keyring on them and everything.
Right.
So it's, I mean, like no one puts a keyring on a window key, do they?
No, that's true. That's true. So right, well we've got the keys.
Yep.
Can commit Grand Theft Auto now.
Yep. So where are we going? Pool house, or are you going to go straight to the pool?
I want to check out the pool house. Let's have a look in there.
You're not deterred by the door barely hanging on by its hinges? Presumably
No,
squeaking
I've got my
ominously.
saber. I've got my saber. I'll be fine.
You can take all comers now.
Yeah.
So
Man with a machine gun. Did not think this one through.
So you can tell that the pool house was once quite luxurious. It contains half a dozen private rooms with showers, as well as an ornate mahogany bar in the common area.
Oh man, this sounds amazing.
Yeah, it must have been fun to hang out in this place in its glory days. Those thoughts fade as the sounds of a disturbance erupt from the top of a gazebo in the distance. And now you hear a lone violin playing a soothing melody.
Ah, well, I mean, it's nice that it's a soothing melody.
It's all getting a bit.
It's not doing the like psycho sort of violin screech at least.
So you get this soothing melody drifting through the airwaves while two people are kicking the shit out of each other on top of a gazebo.
As you do, like you do.
It just sounds like every other house party.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to follow the sounds of the violin, or are we going to get into the stramash atop the garden furniture?
Well, sod that. I'm not checking that out. I'm going for the violin.
Okay. I mean, you're not one bit curious why there are two dudes in this seemingly abandoned garden who have elected to fight.
Do you know what? Whatever they're doing, it's none of my business. So they can have at each other. Like, no, I'll let that problem resolve itself.
Okay, you move further and further toward the hypnotic sound of the distant violin, which is oddly calming and uplifting even as the winds increase around you. You notice there is a driveway up in the distance, but before you get there, you arrive at a horse stable with an open gate. Inside...
Oh God! What?
Inside, sitting on a stool, is the source of the violin music.
Right.
A chimpanzee playing his heart out.
Amazing!
A soulful expression.
Is this a Neverland Ranch we're on?
It's Bubbles.
Yeah. Bloody hell, man.
The chimp is fully committed to the music. You have never heard such an emotional performance. It's beautiful.
That's what I'm telling you.
There's actually a picture of the...
Oh, I need to see this. Hold on. Look at that.
It's a thing of beauty, that.
Yeah. God, it looks so surreal. It looks quite smug. You know?
Yeah. Like he thinks he's better than you. Like, you might have to give him what for with that cavalry saber. Finish him off with a penknife. Oh. I think we might have lost Josh. Let's see. Simon, early 80s, cocaine was everywhere. So I've heard. Simon. I will be right back, folks. I'm just gonna try and find out what's happened to Josh. I've muted the mic and I've just put it to...
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know if it'll let me.
Let you do what?
Like, if I click on it, it's gonna...
I got disconnected. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh,
You got it. You
just
It
trying
was
to
going so well.
just trying to get you back in.
Okay.
Josh, can you mute your mic a minute?
I'm gonna just put it back to that now. Need to restart. I don't know what happened here. Restart Skype.
It looks like Skype crashed.
Yeah. It's going well.
It was at his end that the problem occurred. It sound quite funny so far. What do you think of the monkey?
I know, bubbles. I don't know what's going on with Skype. I'll just close Skype down entirely. I'm going to take the switch if that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine. Should maybe use something other than Skype for the video feed in future.
Skype's the only thing that works with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. It's me at this end. I need to. Two minutes, Josh.
You can't hear you.
I don't know why Josh's feed's so small.
Hey,
Hey.
don't be dissing my feed.
Right, there we go. That's yours.
Are we good?
I think we're all good.
Yes.
Am I coming through the? Am I coming through the Yeti there?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
so I'm assuming yes.
Let's just go with
And
that then.
we're back on Twitch as well, I can see. Simon did make the observation that early 80s cocaine was everywhere, I'm assuming in response to the violin playing monkey,
Yeah.
which is like obviously the ultimate accessory to a hedonistic house party.
I feel like he probably escaped from Pablo Escobar's zoo or something like that.
Right, so where did we get to? The monk. I found the chimpanzee playing the violin.
Yeah. So your options are to leave the stable and run to the driveway, or you can tiptoe through the gate to experience the full power of the performance.
Well, I want to see the full. It's not every day you see a chimpanzee playing the violin. I wanted to see more of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be disappointed if you didn't stay for the performance. So I think everyone listening probably feels the same. So,
Yeah. Bring on the violin playing chimpanzee.
So you tiptoe through the open gate, eager to hear the finale of the chimp's violin piece. Quietly. With your third step, you trigger a motion sensor light that completely illuminates the interior of the building. Apparently, this is no stable, it's a kennel. 20 Doberman pensioners were peacefully enjoying the concert, but now they glare at you with anger in their eyes. The chimp...
Why?
The chimp frowns and slowly points his violin bow towards you. The Dobermans respond and rush to attack you and then eat you alive. The last thing you see is the chimpanzee violinist laughing at your fate. So embarrassing.
What? Is that it?
Yeah. The end.
I get killed. Seriously? Seriously? I don't even get a chance to leg it.
Oh, that's amazing. There's the chimp commanding the Doberman.
Jesus.
You definitely experienced the full power of a performance there for sure.
Yeah, well, no doubt, but come on. Give me half a chance.
That's amazing.
Oh, holy fucking deed, Simon.
Like, you can actually see like that's the completed piece of artwork there. Because they obviously didn't want to spoil the big finale there with a chimp, right?
There we go.
Okay, so you can move you can move back one space on the psychic scale and return to story card 17. Which I think we're going to do that because we don't want your tail ending there, right? Oh. I think we lost him again. Yeah. Looks like it. Bear with us a minute, folks. Try and come up with a solution on this.
Right, sorry, I don't know why it cut me off again there.
Have you, I mean, do you have an Ethernet cable?
I don't think I do.
Because we're running out of the Ethernet just to be on the
I
safe
don't.
side.
It's not the. That's not the. I don't have anywhere to connect it into my laptop.
Right.
Is the problem.
Cool. Are we good to go then?
Yeah.
I'm just going to check that Josh has came back.
Yeah.
Say hello, because remember it goes live as soon as you come in.
Yeah. I think it's back.
I'm back.
Yeah. All good.
Back with a brand new track. There we go.
All good in the hood.
Disconnected again. Ugh.
Yeah. I think that's just like the amount of people at home at the moment. It's probably bandwidth's a little tight, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Anyway, I do have an option now that I've died. Or so the card said. Is that right?
So we return to story card 17, which is the chimp. the chimp with the violin. So presumably you don't want to experience the full
No,
power.
I want to listen to the performance again. No, that's fine. We're going to ignore that. We're not.
So we are going to run to the driveway.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. You were one poor decision away from getting into the house.
I mean, aren't we all?
So you appear in a driveway which leads you to the mansion's entrance. On the door is a plaque that reads Marsden and a large crystal door knocker, which seems newer than everything else in the front of the building.
All right.
You knock loudly many times, but there is no answer. The storm is really picking up now. You try the doorknob and surprised to find that the door is unlocked. You've been lucky enough so far, debatable, but you wonder if you've missed something. Before you enter the house, you look back. You can see a few clear paths. One leads towards a statuary, another to a small cemetery, and two more paths stretch out towards a watery ditch with a gate and the house's luxurious pool. You could go back to explore if you want. And then so we've got this story return card.
Right. Okay, so I can go back and check out. So my options are: I've already been to the statuary.
Yep.
I could check out the cemetery. What were the other options?
So you can head to the ditch, or you can head to the pool. All of these will raise the danger meter by 2, by the way. So it's up to you.
The danger meter is quite high, isn't it?
It is currently 3 steps away from dropping your psychic level.
Do you know what? Simon has just chirped in the chat there. Cemetery. What could go wrong? Yeah, let's check out the cemetery. Simon, this is officially your fault if this backfires.
Passing between a pair of stone angels, you enter an old family cemetery. There is a marble mausoleum on the centre of the cemetery. Don't know why I keep saying that wrong. A short set of stairs that leads into its shadowy interior. Next to where you stand, a freshly dug grave yawns in the pale sunlight. That's ominous. It's unsettling to think of climbing into it.
I don't know why that would cross my mind.
Yeah. But you see something shiny embedded in the dirt walls.
Oh, well, I mean... Okay. Alright, what are my options, Ben?
You can enter the mausoleum or you can climb into the open grave.
Well, I do like a shiny thing, so let's go into the open grave. Oh God, no! I don't like the fact that you're laughing.
Without warning, the earthen walls begin to collapse around you, and before you can react, you're up to your waist in dirt. You writhe and twist trying to escape, but only causes more soil to cascade down. Soon it's up to your shoulders, then your neck, then your cheeks. You struggle to spit the soil out as it fills your mouth, but within moments you are fully buried. You can only see the dark earth in front of your eyes. Your hand closes around a metal disc. Perhaps a coin? You'll never know though, as the soil fills your lungs and the world wavers and goes grey before finally turning black.
Oh, great. So that's the second time I've died tonight.
So, move back 1 space on the psychic scale. Boop! You're now level 1 again. And return to the previous card.
Right. Let's not go in there. Let's try the mausoleum.
Mausoleum. The mausoleum interior feels musty and cool. Something is dripping from the ceiling and landing in the corner with a plink, which is odd, given that it hasn't started raining yet. You also notice the mausoleum is bigger on the inside than the outside suggested. A stone sarcophagus lies before you in the centre of the chamber with the word Marsden carved into it. It appears that others have been in the mausoleum recently. There's a freshly dug pit on the side of the sarcophagus, and an elaborate tunnel has been dug into the ground beside the nearby wall. You can see that the tunnel is lined with cement. Oh, we get some challenges.
Okay.
So you can choose to search the sarcophagus, or you can choose to remove the lid. Sorry, search around the sarcophagus, or you can choose to remove the stone lid of the sarcophagus. You can try searching around the sarcophagus as many times as you like, but you've got one shot of removing the lid.
Okay.
And you don't need to do either of them. You could.
We're gonna start with searching. All right.
Okay. So you're going to search around the sarcophagus.
Yes.
Give me a dice roll.
Natty 1.
So that's an automatic fail, even if you had modifiers on that. So
Yeah.
danger meter goes up by 1. Do you wish to try again?
Yes.
Go ahead.
6.
Oh, he's done it.
Yeah.
And we've got clue 23. It is a large wooden dowel.
Okay.
You find a large wooden dowel. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item.
Okay.
So you get to keep this. You move one space forward on the psychic scale, and we go back to finishing story card number 5, and you see that actually gives you like a brawn bonus at the bottom there.
What does it do? Oh, okay. So any sort of physical test it'll
Which,
help me with.
funnily enough,
Ah. Well, let's lift the lid.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I roll a 5.
Okay, so you would get +2 to that from your challenge booster.
Well, surely that's going to be
So
a
that
success.
is a success.
Yes.
Oh,
Watch this kill me.
got
Whatever's in here.
got a bonus story choice.
Okay.
It takes some muscle, but you manage to remove the lid and are surprised to find that not only is there no body, but an opening to a secret passageway offers yet another way out of the mausoleum.
Oh. Well, then let's take the secret passage.
So I can place the story choice below at the bottom of story card 5. The option may be considered when you're ready to make your story choice.
Mm-hmm.
So you've now resolved all the challenges. So you have the option of climbing into the pit, travelling through the tunnel, or taking the secret passageway.
I'm going to take the secret passage.
Damn right you are.
Yeah.
You travel through the tunnel for what feels like forever. The light disappears and the tunnel eventually ends. You feel frightened and trapped. You want to run back and try the other routes out of the mausoleum. Before you go, you feel around in the dark. There's nothing in front of you or to your sides, but you discover a mossy hatch in the tunnel ceiling. You turn the handle and the hatch opens onto a grassy patch at the entrance to a hedge maze.
Alright.
Is that serious? Yeah, it's actually just taking you back to the
I can't remember what the right choices were. Okay. We're going into the hedge maze again, I'm guessing then.
yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, what a reward.
Yeah, nice. They're really trolling you big time in this game, aren't they?
So Simon correctly remembers left, left, and left. However, on the second left, something bad happened. I kind of want to try different routes through it now.
Okay. So what's it going to be?
Let's start with right.
So we draw a different clue this time.
Mm.
You turn and follow a path for several minutes. Wait. This looks familiar. Raise the danger meter by 1.
God damn it.
And draw clue number 11. Which has already been drawn. Yep. You keep going and going and going. It seems like you've just walked in a circle. Raise the danger meter by 2.
I didn't even have a choice at that point.
So you're almost back to where you started in the psychic scale.
Great. That's fine. This is all fine.
Okay. You feel like you might be getting close to the end of the maze. To go left, draw clue 13. Or to go right, draw clue 14.
It's left. We want to go left.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I thought I might have found something like cool if I went a different route.
I mean, like they're trolling you big time with the magical sarcophagus passage, aren't they?
I know that seemed like really something.
Yeah, it feels a bit like
Charlotte, right? Charlotte, you're not a very good psychic detective, are you? I don't see you out here being a psychic detective, going through mazes and getting mauled to death by Doberman commanded by a violent playing chimpanzee. So,
yeah.
Doesn't you walk to mile in my shoes, madam? Keep those kind of cruel thoughts to yourself.
You tell them, Josh.
Yeah.
So finally, you see the end of the maze. Go to story card 18, which I believe was already drawn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
So, do you wish to explore the pool house, or do you wish to go and check out the pool?
Well, shall we check out the pool this time?
Yeah, because I don't think you did that. You went into the pool house last time, didn't you? And that was when the horror show...
That led us to the soothing violin music, so...
And ultimately to
my first demise.
It's your first death of the evening. It's got a bit of a sort of Twin Peaks meets Dark Souls feel to this, doesn't it? Like people trolling you to your death. So it's obvious that nobody has cleaned the pool in ages. The water is a murky green, and the surface is littered with leaves and branches. At least that's all it's littered with. Ripples pulse outward from the centre of the pool. Out of nowhere, you hear a commotion. You look around and wonder if it's coming from inside the pool house nearby. Then you see movement at the top of a gazebo in the distance. Someone or something is engaged in a struggle up there. Maybe they need your help. This game really wants you to go to that gazebo. Then again, if you offer your assistance, you may end up needing help yourself, which you rightly pointed out last time you were faced with this choice. You do have the optional challenge of investigating the ripples in the pool.
So the ripples in the pool form part of that vision so that I've been having. So I kind of want to investigate the ripples in the pool.
Okay. Roll a dice for me.
Uh-oh. 5.
You were successful.
Yes!
So you get to lower the danger meter by 2.
Good.
And draw clue number 8.
Oh, what do I get?
You walk down the steps into the water and see what's making the waves. A strange, whirring metal sphere, slightly bigger than a softball. You impulsively grab it. The sphere vibrates in your hand. There are 2 buttons on it. You press one, nothing happens. You press the other button. The sphere continues to vibrate. Instinctively, You press both buttons at the same time. The sphere stops moving and begins to glow. Draw clue number 21.
Okay.
Feels like you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, it feels like I am. Yeah.
I mean, like, you've already...
Who's the crap psychic detective now, Charlotte?
Whirring metal sphere. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item.
No shit, Sherlock.
Keep this item. Move forward 3 spaces on the psychic scale.
I'm back to level 2.
Yep, you're back in level 2, so it looks as though you've made up for the losses you incurred earlier.
Okay, that's good.
So we finished story card 23. So you've now got the crossroads at the bottom. You can elect to go to the pool house, or you can go straight to the action at the gazebo.
Let's check out the gazebo then. I've got my saber. What is the worst that can happen?
Dobermans.
Insta-kill Dobermans.
Yeah.
Just no chance to run away or fight.
You sprint to the gazebo, practically pushed along by the winds that are picking up. A light sprinkling of rain spatters the ground as you run. You make it to the shelter of the structure, and the mayhem occurring above you on the roof increases in intensity. Who is up there, and what are they doing, you wonder? You notice a driveway about 20 feet away.
Okay.
So if you are level 2 or higher on the psychic scale, you get to draw clue 27. So it looks as though your psychic abilities are kicking in finally.
Hey, thank God.
And it looks as though it's part of a vision or something.
Oh, do I need to view this?
What I'll do is I'll send you a picture of it.
Oh no, it's alright. I've got the Twitch stream up now. Okay, so this is a bit trippy.
I'm not sure like what direction it's supposed to go up, but it looks as though it's like a keyhole or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, interesting.
So that's a keepsay now. So what I'll do is at the end of this chapter, I'll send you a picture of everything that you've got.
Sure.
We'll take a picture of the scales as they sit, and then when we do the next episode, we'll just carry on where we left off.
Okay.
In the saga of Josh Hartley,
Josh
PPI.
versus the house.
Josh versus house. Okay, you do have another crossroads at the bottom here.
Okay.
So you can climb on top of the gazebo, or you can run to the driveway.
Well, the last time that I didn't run to the driveway and I checked something out, I ended up dead. However, I didn't come this way not to see what was on top of that gazebo. So maybe curiosity will kill the cat for a third time this evening, but let's have a look.
You stand on the gazebo's railing, steadying yourself by gripping an ornate post holding up the roof. The rumbling above sounds and feels frightening. What are you getting into? Reluctant to barge into the middle of this situation, you raise yourself just enough for a peek and discover that there is no one on the gazebo roof.
Dun dun dun.
The commotion is actually a large satellite dish broken into 3 pieces. The big jagged fragments are still connected to the base by wires, and the violet winds are spinning them in a circle with great force. Flailing wildly like an angry octopus.
Sorry, carry on.
I love some of the similes in this. The satellite dish almost hits you in the face. You might be able to grab a piece zooming by.
Okay.
So there's a required challenge here, Josh.
Right.
You need to attempt to grab a piece of the satellite dish.
Sure. Okay, let's do it.
I don't think you get anything in your arsenal that will help you, so...
Okay, so just straight dice roll.
Your fate is in the hands of the dice gods.
As always. Ben?
Uh-huh.
I I rolled a 1.
Yeah. So you're drawing clue 17.
Oh god. What have I done?
Your fingertips graze a piece of the satellite dish, but you can't quite grab it. You reach too far, lose your balance, and tumble from the gazebo down a short hill. Your confusion from the fall slowly subsides, and you hear the sound of a beautiful violin nearby.
Right.
You stumble off the direction.
Let me stop you right there. I've read this book before.
So danger meter goes up by 2, and then we need to go back to story card 17. And it is the chimp again.
Right. Well, we're not going there. We know what happens. So away from the chimp.
So run to the driveway, which is story card 30, and we're back here.
So there's still some places I haven't quite explored, is there?
There's
the ditch, which I haven't been to.
The ditch. Did you go? You went to the cemetery, and that was horrendous.
Yeah, I died. I found a secret passage, and then nothing really happened.
And then, so you've been to the statuary, haven't you?
Yes.
So really,
that was like the best decision all night, going to that statue. You need first decision I made as well, I would like to add.
Yeah, it's just all gone downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I think it's the ditch is the only place.
Ditch is the only place, so let's have a look.
So we do need to raise the danger meter again to do that. You okay with that?
Yep. Fly into the danger zone.
80s
No,
tunes.
just ignoring that.
Feels appropriate. Okay, so we're story card 23.
Okay.
Oh. I think you must have already... No, sorry, it's 26. You land in the ditch, splashing into shallow, frigid water.
Ooh.
At this point, you notice a large grate ahead of you, which partially blocks the entrance to a dark cement culvert that the water flows into. If you bent over, you could walk under the lower rim of the grate and enter the culvert. You then see a small piece of paper drifting by you in the water. You might be able to grab it if you act fast. And you've got an optional challenge here where you can attempt to grab the paper.
I'm going to try and grab that paper.
There's nothing that can help you with it, so go for it.
I roll a 2.
Okay, raise the danger meter by 1.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Along the side of the ditch is a dusty path leading toward what appears to be an elaborate hedge maze. So you can enter the culvert or you can go back to the hedge maze.
We've been to the hedge maze. Let's go to the culvert.
You creep through the darkness and find the cement walls end as natural stone and earth begin. Occasional vents to the surface let in just barely enough light to see you by. Ahead, you glimpse the warm firelight of torches.
Ooh.
You come to a fork in the tunnel, lit by the dancing flames. One tunnel descends deeper and is half filled with water. You could swim through it, but you can't see where the tunnel leads or how far it goes. Another tunnel looks partially caved in. Tiny clumps of earth periodically fall from the ceiling as you approach the tunnel, and several of the supports that hold the walls up have gaping cracks in them.
Oh, great! This is just marvellous.
And then, that's...
Because I was thinking, actually, right, well, that's stupid, trying to swim through a tunnel where you don't know where it's going to end. But it seems like the better option than going through the tunnel that looks like it's about to cave in. So
the artwork, it doesn't look so much like a cave in as the artwork that you get in the pamphlets that Jehovah's Witnesses give out.
Oh god, I've just switched to the Twitch stream then. Yeah, that's terrifying.
So, would you like to dive into a water-filled tunnel or explore a partially collapsed tunnel? Oh, looks like we lost them again. Let's see if we can get Josh back. Just bear with us, folks. I think it's just the demand that's been placed on the service.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry about this.
It's all right. I think it is just the
Just the sheer volume of people trying to.
yeah. It's just the service under duress. I managed to get him back.
Going all weird on the screen.
Well, has it?
Yeah. Back to normal now.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's
Back to
just
normal.
it was just the delay from the cast, but we've managed to.
Cool.
We didn't break it. Yay!
Hurrah!
Um,
Okay, so my choices are swimming or the scary Jehovah's Witness tunnel.
drowning or suffocation? Which would you prefer?
I'm going to go. Well, we've suffocated tonight already, so let's go drown.
Okay. Mustering all the courage you can, you dive into the watery tunnel. There is just enough room in the tunnel above the water for you to lift your head between strokes and take a breath.
Oh, thank God.
Eventually, the tunnel drops lower and lower until it's completely submerged under water. You hold your breath, dive down, and look around. After about 30 feet, the tunnel opens up to a bigger body of water, a pond or pool, with sunlight beaming into it. You pop up for air. Well, I've come this far, you think. That's pretty much sums up the evening, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're here now.
You're ready to chance it. You take a deep breath and dive back down. You get 10 feet in, 15 feet in, 25 feet in. Just as you're about to exit the underwater tunnel, something tugs on your leg.
Oh, God.
You can't tell if it's an animal or if you're caught in an underwater vine. Require challenge. Fight to escape.
Oh, can I use my saber?
You can use your cavalry saber.
Yes! Right. Whatever this is, it's losing a limb. So I rolled a 3.
That is what you needed to succeed with the boost from your cavalry saber. So you draw clue 20. The thing, whatever it is, wraps more tightly around your leg. It's pulling you down. Another tendril or tentacle slides off around your neck. You pry it off, and with the last of your strength, you give a powerful kick, and you're free. Just like that, the thing is gone. You emerge into a swimming pool with a lush pool house next to it.
Oh. I've achieved nothing!
Lower danger meter by 2.
Okay, alright.
Go to story card 23.
Is that one of the ones we've already drawn?
It is. So it's given you the chance to go back to the pool house or the gazebo.
Well, we'll go back to the gazebo because will this give me another chance to grab the satellites?
It may well do.
Yeah.
So you're climbing on top of the gazebo. That's story card 10. And you have your required challenge again.
Okay.
Have at it.
Another natural 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna let go of those satellites, whatever they are. I'm sure they're not that important.
Raise the danger meter by 2.
Okay.
Story card 17 because you've fallen again. And we're back to the monkey.
Yeah. Well, we're ignoring the monkey.
And we're back to the driveway.
Okay. Well, this time we're just going to go in the house.
So that ends chapter 1
There we go.
of the House of Danger. So I think we'll probably call it there for this evening. But so what you've managed to collect so far, Josh, you have a cavalry saber, a large wooden down that proved to be completely useless.
No, it helped me with the... Oh, no, yeah, but I achieved nothing by going through that secret passage. So.
Yeah, it helped you towards a red herring, essentially.
Yeah. But I have it, so,
You do have a whirring metal sphere.
Yes.
You've got this trippy clue. A premonition, I believe they're referred to as in the game.
Yeah.
Danger meter is currently sitting at 5. Your
Okay.
psychic level 2, and you've still got your bottle of water, which can be discarded at any time to lower the danger meter by 3.
Okay.
So probably want to keep that till you're
Just
really in
for
a pinch.
now.
Yeah.
Just for now.
So yeah, I think that concludes
Don't forget,
chapter.
I've now got an irrational phobia of chimpanzees. So
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all terrified. I mean, I was terrified of chimpanzees before this, to be honest. There's something really
fair,
creepy about them.
fair.
So I'm just going to take a picture of
The game state.
the game state because it's obviously a tabletop game and we can't save it, so we need to know where we're going to be for the next one. So
I think all things considered, that could have gone worse. I only died twice.
yeah, it could have gone a lot better as well, though.
What would you have done differently?
Well, considering I didn't play through the full chapter, I just played a portion of it just to get a feel for the game, wrap my head around the rules and stuff like that. I didn't go anywhere near the pool house, which I think in hindsight was a good decision because that obviously led you to your first death of the evening.
Yeah.
I went straight for the pool when I played it because I remembered that the pool was in Vision.
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
So I think really what you want to be doing, as much as there were a lot of red herrings in this, it seems as though you need to think back to what you saw in Vision, and that's what you should be looking out for.
Try to use that to try and steer me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think all the times where things went badly for you, you went for things that I don't think were alluded to in the Vision necessarily.
That's fair. Fair observation. We will see. Well, we'll see next time how it plays out. So we're going to do this again this time next week.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll play through the House of Danger. We might take a break at some point to play one of the other games. I think we might play List It again because we're going to be teaming up with Analog Game Studios to give away a copy of that.
Oh, nice.
So please stay tuned. At the moment, I think because it is quite a bit of effort to set these up, we're probably just going to stick with one a week. But I might have a go at streaming one or other of the games that can be played solo in my collection. I had a go the other day of Hostage Negotiator, which is a solo only game. That did not go well.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Simon's agreeing with the fact that there is nothing irrational about being afraid of chimpanzees. Oh, I'm assuming he's that's what he's chiming in with there.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll catch you next time. So tune back this time next week.
Cheers, guys.
Right, yeah. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.